Okay, okay.
Hi guys. Yeah, Frontier Unlocked just happened for the end of October. Happy belated Halloween, by the way, by the time I get this video up. But I am recording this on October 30th, immediately after Frontier Unlocked. Well, it's still going. I'm recording this immediately after the Planet Zoo segment, which was very brief, but we got some wonderful information. Once again, I would like to apologize for any clicks you hear in the background. I am actively working from home as I am recording this, but I just have to do this now. So I am so happy to be spreading the word that miraculously Planet support for Planet Zoo is not done yet. They just confirmed that there is at least one more animal pack coming sometime next year. That's all we got. They did acknowledge though the fact that there was speculation in the community and with it being called, the previous pack being called a Zookeeper's animal pack, does that mean it's the end? And they confirmed that no, something else is coming and there might be another animal pack coming next year. So this support is not done, which is so exciting, but also very surprising to me. I was very convinced that this was the end, with it being called a Zookeeper's Animal Pack, with it tying into the anniversary update being the update that goes along with the Zookeeper's Animal Pack. This looked like the end. It was a highly requested pack, well, in name. You know how I feel about that. There's no bird. Guys, there's no bird in this pack. Where's my pelican? How I felt about the roster, which has grown on me in time now that I have had the animals and I have gotten to see them in game and build for a few of them. At this point, I have built for the baboon and the leopard and the spectacled bear. And I'm very excited to, and the spurred tortoise. So I'm very excited to build for the rest of the animals. And yeah, I am happy with this roster now that we have it. And especially now in hindsight, that we know that there is another pack coming. So first, I want to talk about when can we expect this pack, because we were told it is coming next year. Some people were thinking we might get another pack in December for Christmas, but I did not think that was the case because that would be too close to the it became very clear to me that we were only getting 2 packs this year, and that's the way it's playing out, with the way that usually they have a pack for every season, but the spring, I guess you could say, like the spring and summer DLCs were just kind of delayed a bit, because we got the Barnyard Animal Pack in April, the end of April, and obviously we just got the Zookeeper's Animal Pack in mid-October. So I think that once again we can expect a pack in late April, around the same time that we got the Barnyard Animal Pack this year. But it is possible, I do not want to assume we are getting another 2 packs just because they've confirmed that there is more coming. So I think we're gonna assume it's only one. We're not gonna be like, ooh, another full year of support, right? As far as we know, this next one will be the last one. We have been saying that for many, many packs at this point, but we have nothing else to go off of, right? We're not gonna assume we're getting a whole another year of support. So assuming that this next one is the end, I could see us getting it around the same time as the Barnyard Animal Pack, or even later if they want to, if this is the last pack and they want to space it out a bit further to be, one pack for the whole year, they could put it smack dab in the middle, in like June. So we cannot predict the release date, but I am leaning towards closer to the Barnyard date, no earlier. I would say no earlier than late April, possibly as late as June if they are only doing one pack for the whole year and want to sort of recalibrate for that. Because Planet Zoo is kind of on life support, guys. I think that is why they have pulled back to just 2 packs in a year instead of 4. And so I think that will either be repeated or, pulled back even further to just one final pack. So that's my release date predictions. But what is going to be in this pack? What will this pack be? So we have it confirmed that it is another animal pack. And of course, at that point, we now know that could mean 8 animals, 7 habitat, 1 exhibit, or 7 habitat animals and some scenery like we have gotten for the previous 2 packs. And I think the latter is more likely, where once again we get 7 habitat animals and a bit of scenery, because that seems like their new sort of pulled back go-to, if that makes sense. Instead of, so let's think about it this way. When we were getting 4 packs in a year, it was basically 2 scenery packs and 2 animal packs to make up 4 for the whole year. But now that they've pulled back, they've given us 2 animal packs with a bit of scenery as a sort of compromise, right? They've kind of mashed them together. They've simplified the 4 down to 2, but kept elements of, it's an animal pack. There's more animals than a scenery pack, but there is still a tiny bit of scenery, just not as much as we would get in a normal scenery pack. So I think that's likely, again, since we're still sort of operating on that, assuming that we are still operating on that pulled back sort of status quo. I hope that makes sense. So I'm leaning another Barnyard Zookeeper repeat, where we have a tiny bit of scenery and 7 habitat animals. It is possible we could be seeing more animals. I was heavily speculating that we would get 12 in the Zookeeper's animal pack. I was speculating that we would get 12, and that did not happen. So if this one is the final DLC, we could maybe see some more. But again, with the pulled back level of support, it's obvious there is a smaller team working on Planet Zoo. And I do want to throw out the possibility that this is only temporary as a result of leading up to Planet Coaster 2, where they have taken Planet Zoo staff and put them on Planet Coaster 2 to make sure the game is in a good enough state for launch. Planet Coaster 2 launches very, very soon. I believe in a week, they were saying. That's how out of the loop I kind of am on Planet Coaster, because I am only interested in the games that involve animals. So maybe we could see kind of a return to form with this next pack, and it could be a full-blown animal pack. They could invest more resources in it again, and then we are able to get 12 as a big final hurrah. But it's weird that we just got the Zookeeper's pack, which apparently wasn't a big final hurrah, even though that's exactly what it felt like. What is this next pack going to be, guys? We're going to talk about it. But also I have doubts that they would go 3 packs in a row. That's over a full year without giving us an exhibit animal. I think we are very overdue for one. I was surprised that there wasn't one. I was surprised that they would do 2 in a row where they did not give us an exhibit animal. And I think it's a little underwhelming to have our last exhibit animal be the Herman's tortoise. No offense to the Herman's tortoise. I love it. I like using it, but hey, come on. I don't see them going 3 packs without an exhibit animal, but at the same time, I don't see them breaking away from this new animal pack format where we are getting a tiny bit of scenery and only 7 habitat animals. So I really don't know. I could see it going any of those 3 directions. I think it's not likely that we'll get 12 or, around more than 8. I think that's unlikely, but not impossible because, like I said, this Planet Zoo having this smaller team to work on it could only be temporary. And I do think them having a smaller team influenced the choices for the roster of the Zookeepers pack. That's why I'm saying this game is on life support, because it's pretty obvious to me that for this last pack, they prioritized easier to make animals. But it's so interesting that we got the Cockerel Safaka, which has its own, at least, walking animation, quote unquote, because it jumps. Anyway, so I'm leaning late April, and I'm leaning, I don't know, guys. I'll guess an animal pack with a bit of scenery again, but maybe they could just chuck in an exhibit animal too, so it is 8 animals and a bit of scenery. Maybe give us even less scenery and give us an exhibit animal instead, but that's only going to be like 5 pieces of scenery. So I don't know, guys. Those are my guesses right now, but what else is there to say? Obviously, the animals. What can we expect in this pack? What is the theme going to be? How will they follow up the Zookeepers pack, which to me was so obviously the celebration and the perfect pack to end on? Just look at Jurassic World Evolution 2, which received the Park Manager's Collection pack as its final DLC. Where there has been no updates on Jurassic World Evolution 2 about it getting any more support. It's been silent over there. I think the best thing to do is to look back at the dictionary, because as you may recall, there are plenty of animals in there that did not end up materializing in the Zookeepers collection pack. You know what I'm gonna say. Give me the secretary bird. Please, Frontier, please. Frontier. Please, Frontier, give me the secretary bird. I feel like I'm going crazy, guys. I feel like I'm losing my mind waiting for the secretary bird, and it just never comes. But secretary was in the dictionary. Let's actually go back to the dictionary. Let's see. So I just want to fact check that these are still in here. Secretary is still currently in the dictionary, and I don't think secretary is a role in Planet Coaster 2. I don't think that's a staff type in Planet Coaster 2. I think, unless they're just purposefully teasing us, but that's so mean. I think we are going to get the secretary bird. I know I've said it like 5 times already, but it's in the dictionary, okay? What else was in the dictionary? Of course, the word Goodfellows was in the dictionary. It is no longer in the dictionary, but Goodfellows was at one point in the dictionary. So Goodfellows tree kangaroo, possibly, finally, hopefully. Really interestingly, Hamadryas has been removed from the dictionary, at least on the Planet Coaster website, and that is also true for the version on the Planet Zoo website. Hamadryas is gone. So, it's odd what is in here presently, what used to be in here, and yet, the inconsistencies of things appearing and disappearing in this dictionary. Echidna is still in the dictionary. Yes, please. I would love the Echidna. I think it would have been a great pick for the Zookeepers pack, actually, along with, obviously, the secretary bird and the Goodfellows tree kangaroo. But one that was in the dictionary that didn't really make sense for a Zookeepers pack is the Impala, which is also still presently in the dictionary. Can I find anything else? So we have Secretary, Goodfellows, Echidna, and Impala. So, we still have 4 of the original 5 dictionary animals that I made a big deal about. We also do still have a lot of birds in here, like eagle and crow and vulture, which again, I think might just be in here as general words, but who knows at this point? I don't think they would give us birds. I've accepted that those are coming in Planet Zoo too, so I think the birds in here are either general words, just included for the sake of it being a dictionary, or are teases for what kind of birds we could expect in Planet Zoo 2. I would not make a big fuss out of these birds, because I especially don't see us getting... If they're giving us birds, it would need to be the whole pack, right? And so it doesn't make sense for them to do the Goodfellas tree kangaroo and the echidna in the same pack as like the crow and the vulture, but then again, maybe we'll get 2 packs again next year. I do not want... Part of me does not want to indulge in this idea that maybe this delusion that we will end up getting flying birds before the end of support, because it's been so long. They've ignored us for so long, and with a sequel, I think a sequel is super duper likely. I don't see us getting birds, even though they are here in this dictionary. So with the secretary bird, the Goodfellas tree kangaroo, the echidna, and the impala, what sort of theme does that leave us with? The first thing that came to my mind was Savannah. Could it be a Savannah animal pack? I mean, our Goodfellas tree kangaroos live in Savannah. What are their main... Like, could it be like a temperate pack? I'm probably sounding like an idiot. I feel like there's some roundabout way that they could group all these animals together that's biome related. Goodfellas tree kangaroo is rainforests of New Guinea. But then what about the echidna? Echidnas are most common in forested areas. Oh, but in agricultural areas, they are most likely to be found in uncleared scrub. They may be found in grassland, arid areas, and in outer suburbs of the capital cities. So, echidnas, kind of like the secretary bird, could kind of be grouped in willy-nilly. But the impala is very savanna to me, very grasslands, very, okay. But here, Wikipedia says the impala is found in woodlands and sometimes on the interface between woodlands and savannas. Maybe it could be like a forest pack, like a woodlands pack. But when I think secretary bird, I don't think woodlands. Secretary birds are found at a variety of elevations. Shrubland. Yeah, specifically, the secretary bird prefers open grassland, savannas, and shrubland rather than forests and dense shrubbery that may impede its cursorial existence. What does that mean? It runs. An animal can be considered cursorial if it has the ability to run fast. For example, cheetah. Okay, interesting, cool. So yeah, I didn't think secretary birds were really foresty animals. So how would they group this together? Would they just do like a sequel pack where it's like the Zookeeper's Collection Pack 2? I don't see them doing that. So I don't know. It's an exciting roster of animals, just these 4. But how would they be grouped together, And obviously, these are not the only ones. Maybe it could be another sort of conservation pack, or there are other ways to theme packs. So I'm really interested in these animals as a grouping if it is not a Zookeeper's Collection pack. Because now that isn't out of the question, considering, beforehand I was talking about I'm not disregarding the Impala because they need some easier to make animals, even though an Impala would not come to mind if you're thinking about a fan favorites, highly requested pack for this game. But neither would the African spurred tortoise or the dik-dik. I'm so sorry. And they proved that they were willing to go deep on the wish list, even for the titular Zookeeper's animal pack, Anyway, I don't know. I'm obviously just thinking out loud here. But obviously, what I would love to see before the game ends, a pelican. A pelican would be fantastic. If you give me two birds in one pack, or 3. I shouldn't push my luck. I did that with, I considered pushing my luck with the Zookeeper's Collection pack, and then Frontier was like, no, and didn't give us any birds in that DLC. I would love 2 birds again, because remember, they gave us 2 birds for Oceania. So please do that again. This game needs birds more than anything. And I don't even mean flying birds, like terrestrial habitat birds. There are so many options. The pelican, the ibis, the spoonbill, the hornbill, another swan. There's so many options. More cranes, the shoebill stork, storks overall. So many birds that I would love to have before this game ends. But obviously, we're not getting all of those. So please, a secretary bird and a pelican, and I will be so happy. Also, we need another New World monkey, because we only have the capuchin, and South America is known for its monkeys. The howler monkey is the most popular pick, although I have a slight preference for the spider monkey, but I would obviously be happy with either. There's also tamarins to take into account, squirrel monkeys. There's so many picks for another New World monkey that we desperately need. South America in general is very underrepresented still. Thankfully, we just got the spectacled bear, but there are still so many other options. The coati is a very popular pick. There's also the rhea, the ocelot, birds like the spoonbill, the mara. I would love to see the poodoo now that we have the dik-dik. There are still so many animals that I could just throw out animals all day, but I can't really make a prediction for you guys if I can't even figure out what a theme might be. So that's why I'm kind of just going with another Zookeeper's another fan favorite pack. But if that's the case, what would it be called? Because they're not going to call it the Zookeeper's Annual Pack 2. I don't know, guys. I am obviously thrilled that we are getting another DLC. It really does feel like a miracle that this game will receive support past its 5-year anniversary. That's crazy, and honestly really generous of them. They must be getting good returns on these DLCs. Assume it's just one, but we are going into a new year. So what will support for Planet Zoo look like in 2025? We know we're at least getting one more, which I'm so grateful that they announced for us instead of leaving us in the dark to think that this was the end, because I did think this was the end. Anyway, I don't think I have much else to ramble about. I am just, guys, if the secretary bird is not in this pack, no, we're not going there. The secretary bird will be in this pack because it is in the dictionary, and it has been the most highly requested animal for years. There's no way they haven't seen us talking about it. for years. It's in the thumbnail of every speculation video that someone makes on YouTube. Okay. I'm gonna keep thinking about theme, but obviously it's gonna be a while since we get news because, like I said, I think we can expect this in late April, just like the Barnyard pack. So we got time to think. We got time to think and time to enjoy the animals that we just got in the Zookeepers pack. So keep playing Planet Zoo, and I will see you guys probably when we have more news. I'm definitely going to be making another video about animals I would like to see in Evolution 3. So stay tuned. I'm picking my roster right now. I have lots of video ideas, so I'll be around. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. And let's celebrate that there's another pack coming. Yay! Okay, bye guys. Love you.